Welcome to the launch of our guide for civil society, Achieving Integrity in Oil, Gas and Mining, leveraging the Extractives Industry Transparency Initiative for reform in oil, gas and mining governance. In the next few minutes, I'll be giving you a brief summary about the guide, and I'll be running through some of the very useful content in Chapter 1 of the guide. First, a little bit about Publish What You Pay under EITI. The Extractives Industry Transparency Initiative, or the EITI, broke new ground by giving civil society an unprecedented role in achieving transformational change in extractive sector governance. Its strength lies in its multi-stakeholder group approach, which brings government, business, and civil society together. It stands or falls on the strength of its civil society constituents. Publish What You Pay member organisations have been at the heart of the process with regular representation on the international board since 2002. And national Publish What You Pay coalitions in over 30 countries have often spearheaded civil society engagement in EITI processes in their countries. This wide-ranging experiences enables Publish What You Pay to offer unique insights into the ways in which civil society can make the most of the EITI initiative in order to influence the governance of oil, gas and mining. This guide draws on that insight and provides civil society groups involved in the initiative with the necessary tools to play their role effectively. It outlines the context and challenges of civil society participating in the EITI, and it offers recommendations and case studies to help civil society to use the initiative to improve governance in the oil, gas and mining sector. The guide will be presented in 4 parts, which will be published online throughout this year. Each chapter reflects the natural cycle of EITI implementation in the country, and the chapters will be as follows. Chapter 1, 4 Steps to Stronger Civil Society Participation in the EITI, offers insights on how to ensure well-coordinated, inclusive, effective, and credible civil society participation in the multi-stakeholder group at national level. It includes recommendations on selecting representatives and holding them to account, and on coordinating with wider civil society and engaging with the other 2 constituents, government and business. Chapter 2, 3 and 4 will be published in the coming months. Chapter 2 explores how civil society can ensure that data collection and publication meet EITI requirements and are meaningful to citizens. Chapter 3 will focus on the successful dissemination of EITI data, including using disclosed information to fuel public debate about natural resource management. And Chapter 4 will show how civil society can assess the impact of EITI implementation in light of its own advocacy targets. This guide, so a little bit about why we decided to make the guide. This guide is a response to our members' needs, and we hope they, especially CSOs in general, as well as the other constituencies of EITI, will find it a useful resource for capacity building. We especially hope that all of our members involved in the EITI will refer to the case studies and recommendations from around the world. The guide also highlights both the successes and failures which Publish What You Pay members have experienced. So we encourage everyone who uses the guide to tailor it to their context and to use it as they see fit. So a little bit about Chapter 1 of the guide. As previously mentioned, this chapter is about ensuring civil society participation within the EITI is effective. This is a vital step because effective and legitimate representation, negotiation and cooperation between the different EITI constituencies is crucial for EITI implementation, for its strategic development globally, and ultimately for a more transparent and accountable oil, gas and mining sector. So in this first chapter of the guide, you will find recommendations and case studies based on the experiences of many of our members on the 4 key steps to ensuring that civil society participation in the EITI is meaningful and effective. The 4 steps to achieving this, as presented in the chapter, are step 1, selecting the best civil society representatives. Step 2, ensuring their representatives are accountable. Step 3, maximizing influence and negotiating power of your representatives. And step 4, harnessing the EITI's civil society protocol to optimize civic participation. So a bit about each step in the chapter. In step 1, we address the importance, benefits and ways of ensuring that civil society representatives legitimately represent the voices of their citizens. Drawing on the research conducted by the Institute for Multi-Stakeholder Initiative Integrity, or MSI, Integrity, and insights from our members, we recommend several key ways to help civil society select the best range of representatives for multi-stakeholder negotiations. In the EITI context, these include committing time and resources to wider consultations, choosing an appropriate selection mechanism, defining qualifying criteria for potential candidates, and agreeing suitable term limits. In this step, you will also find some interesting case studies from Iraq, Colombia, and the Philippines on consultations, qualifying criteria, and other processes to ensure legitimacy in choosing your representatives. In step 2, we address the importance, benefits, and ways of ensuring accountability is embedded in every aspect of civil society participation in the EITI. Recommendations in this step include establishing clear constituency guidelines, tailoring rules to the local context, establishing agreed channels of communication with constituents, and balancing financial support with impartiality. Useful examples in this step are from Democratic Republic of Congo, Niger, France, and Germany. And they demonstrate how to and how not to go about ensuring accountability. Step 3 is focused on maximizing the influence and negotiating power of civil society so that representatives are not only present at the table, but can also influence outcomes and ensure that citizens truly benefit from the exploitation of the oil, gas, and mining. To strengthen its negotiating power, civil society can coordinate so that they speak with one voice, agree discussion tactics, focus efforts on shaping and working with EITI mechanisms, cultivate relationships and build trust with each other and other governments and with government and companies, and campaign to overcome resistance from government and companies. The 4th and final step looks at how civil society can make the best of the Civil Society Protocol, which was adopted as part of the EITI standard in 2015 by the EITI board in light of rising threats against civil society engaged in natural resource governance. Recommendations in this step include keeping records of EITI participation, building on the protocol to improve civic space, assessing potential consequences when using the protocol, and reporting ad hoc violations. In this step, you will find some useful examples from Myanmar, Azerbaijan, and Niger of the protocol being used to report restrictions on civic space. So that brings us to the end of this brief summary on the contents of Chapter 1 of this guide. And thank you for watching, and we believe that this guide is very valuable and useful to all our members who are interacting and engaging with the EITI. So we hope you will find it useful, and we hope if you have any feedback or questions, you won't hesitate to get in touch with us.